You can kill enemies with the extraction site. This is easiest to do with the duck since it always stands directly in front of you. You can see all your upgrades on the left side of your screen when holding the minimap. The higher levels you get to, the bigger and harder tiles you'll play on. These high level tiles will oftentimes have death pits, multiple levels, and narrow walkways. The Trudge is the strongest enemy in the game with 500 health. If all extraction points are complete and you kill an enemy, the enemy will respawn right away. You can type /cinematic for a cinematic filter. While in cinematic mode, you can use your number pad to use color grade filters. You can also give yourself a green or blue screen by typing /green screen or /blue screen. You can sometimes put heavy items on top of your head, then jump to push it onto the cart. You can use items while you're in the item shop. Any items that have been used will respawn at their original spawn point. The doll will hit you when you pick it up unless you're constantly using your mouse scroll wheel forward to keep it away. After all extraction points have been complete, the green orb in the repo van will revive and heal players 25 HP. There's currently a glitch where if you barely charge the Trent gun, it'll give you infinite ammo.
No, just run. Yes,
This glitch also currently works on the regular gun and shotgun. Crouching will make it much harder for enemies to see you, even if they're looking directly at you. In the pause menu, you can change the color of your avatar and self-destruct at any point in the game. Skill upgrades are permanent, so even if you die, you won't lose any upgrades. After completing level 1, you will always receive 1 free energy crystal. You can throw items by pushing an item forward and letting go. Robes will charge at you if you're looking at them, so if you run into one of these guys, just look the other way and you should be able to outrun them. You can jump on top of this windowsill in the repo van to protect yourself from enemies. In graphic settings, if you turn off all these filters and turn pixelation all the way down, your game will look 10 times better. Be careful when you drop the gun because it can sometimes misfire. The cart has a cushion inside of it, which allows you to throw and drop items from very far without them taking damage. The same goes for the extraction site, meaning you can be as rough as you'd like with items as long as they're on the site. All weapons and drones that were left behind will always spawn back onto the repo van after completing the level. If there aren't any players within 20 units of an enemy, the enemy will despawn after 40 seconds. You can break open the propane tank and use it as a weapon, which can kill pretty much every enemy. There is a secret area in the shop that can be accessed by opening the secret ceiling tile. Up here, you can find human grenades and duct tape grenades for $2,000. The human grenade is pretty much a smaller version of the regular grenade, and the duct tape grenade will have one initial explosion, then split off into 3 different explosions. You can move the cart while inside it. As a bonus, you can quickly drop into object mode to hide if you spot an enemy. Grenades, stuns, and mines do not increase in price. If you touch the clown's nose 3 times, it will turn into a bomb. Whenever the wand takes damage, it will shoot a deadly laser beam. When this is paired up with the indestructible drone, it turns into a really fun weapon to use against enemies. If you leave while people are still alive, it will trigger a self-destruct sequence for all players outside of the repo van. If you have enough teammates, you can pick up enemies and smack them against the floor, and you can even throw them into pits. The minimap is universal, meaning if a teammate explores a room or sees an item, it will update on your minimap too. Utility items like weapons and drones do not get destroyed in the extraction site. The devs are already working on a new map, which they've released early footage of on their channel. Link to this video down in the description. Oftentimes, the same item in the shop will have different prices, so be sure to check all of the same items before purchasing. You can slam doors shut, which can be useful for quickly breaking line of sight with enemies. If you break the latch on this book, it'll open up and attack you. You can ram cabinet doors with the carts or jump on them to break them off, which they can then be used as weapons. The minimap will show items on lower and higher levels as faint yellow blips. Doors and cabinets tend to close on their own, but they will never open on their own. So if you're in an area you haven't explored and there are open doors, you can assume there's an enemy lurking around. You can lift the cart over yourself and hide underneath it, which makes it very hard for enemies to spot you. The recharge drone and energy crystal both contain 5 charges. The recharge drone will always be cheaper, so if you're debating between the two, buy the recharge drone. Sometimes the taxman will troll you and take longer to start the engine.
Alright bro, it's hilarious. Let's start the engine.
Loot will never spawn in the extraction room. You can revive dead players in the shop. When holding the music box, you're forced to spin, which can actually be countered by constantly turning the opposite way. You can pop open the bottle of champagne.
Yeah, it's a party, hold on.
All enemies will always spawn in the furthest tile from the truck. The clown will always shoot at the height he saw you at, so if you're standing and he begins attacking, you can crouch underneath it. You can hook a feather drone onto an enemy to make it easier to slam them down. You can bait a huntsman shot by making noise with an item. The Trudge will pull you in, then kill you, so if you see he's about to attack, just get behind a wall or an object. You can kill the duck by putting it in a cauldron. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.